88.7 FM KAZI. We are the voice of Austin. It is exactly 7:30. And I don't mean 7:30, I mean 7:30. You know what I mean, Dirty?
Oh, I know.
Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building, along with Dapper D.
Once upon a time, not long ago, there was your boy Jabari and Dapper Donato.
Trying to kick bars.
Man, I'm feeling good. I don't know, that beat, for some reason, that intro, I think you let it breathe a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And it took me.
Well, see, it's like this. Good food takes time.
Yeah.
So you gotta let it marinate.
Yeah.
Let the sauce expand.
Yeah.
And then you add the rest of the flavor, which is us, of course.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. You know, we only at the halfway point, but when I looked the end of last week and I saw that this week we was gonna be in them 70s, gonna hit that 80 for the week. Right. I ain't even gonna lie. You could have thrown anything at me. I know it was cold this weekend. I didn't care. I knew what was coming, and I just choose. That's who I am. I look towards the positives. There are a lot of negatives in life that could pull you down, but
yeah,
I want to talk about the high points. I want to enjoy those good moments. So. We just halfway there, man. We gonna get another banger today.
Oh,
so I'm gonna get up, get out, and try to get something. But that's when you start. You hate that you're responsible at that point, right? Like I feel like now I got a couple things that are gonna keep me indoors. I'm gonna be responsible with it.
Yeah.
But man, I just want to be rolling around in the park, throwing a frisbee, throwing some football on the b-ball court. Like what happened in those days?
Responsibility. We had kids. That's what happened.
Man,
we grew up. We got older.
I'll sell mine. Put them on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, well, that's better than Craigslist, bro. I do Facebook Marketplace. At least you can monitor it. Speaking of kids, I got a shout out to my baby girl Ava, man. She was sick. Her mom was sick. They were both sick for a minute, man. Even the dog got sick.
God.
Right. So I was trying to help everybody out in the house. But she had makeup tests that she took, man, and she basically rocked all her makeup tests. So I got a shout out to my baby girl. I'm very, very proud of her for doing that, man. So I can't sell that one. I got to hold on to that one.
Yeah.
You may be able to sell yours.
You go right ahead. It sounds like I ain't trying to say anything about your relationship. I'm just saying who I am,
who you
and
is.
what the rates are nowadays.
Yeah.
Because people are busy, bro. They working hard. A lot of people ain't got the time. I already done put in some years, depending on which one you want. I already put in some years. They come with some skill sets. Some of them are MVPs when it comes to some athletics. One is a trained pianist. Right. I mean, what you want?
I'm gonna
sell some stuff.
Your baby's got some skills, man. They got some skills.
We just started this new one. I'm Still Standing by Elton John. Because I like the song. That is hard to play.
Well, it's Elton John, bro. Have you seen the sheet music?
Well, that's what I'm looking at.
Ooh, son.
Man, B flat, B major, B flat, B major.
Exactly.
Sorry, what?
Exactly. I tell you what'll mess you up. Go look up, if you get a chance to, find Overjoyed by Stevie Wonder. The sheet music. It looks like somebody took a bunch of roaches and just poured it on a piece of white paper and smashed them. The notes are all over the place because, of course, Stevie had to have somebody transcribe his notes for him. It's notes all over the place. I mean, it's like it really takes somebody who's almost classically trained to be able to play this, or at least read it. It's nuts.
Well, that's the problem. Nuts. You and I having these smart kids. That means we got to step our game up and we got to keep challenging them.
This is true.
And so that's what, I'm all right with it.
Now, they're going to be smart kids like smartphones. Like, they keep on learning everything that we know. So pretty soon, like, we get these pop-ups on our computers. Like, wait a minute, I was just talking about Walmart. Why is Walmart popping up on my computer? It's that kind of stuff.
Bruh,
our phones are listening to.
I have done some things athletically. So I already know this body going to be held together by popsicle sticks and band-aids when I get old. So I want these jokers to be as smart as possible so they can hold me down. When the flying cars and things are all around, I want to be like, yo, you got me that latest system, right? You got the robots all trained to take care of me. Hey, that's the way I see it.
We almost in Jetson car status. Remember the Jetsons,
yes,
right?
I do.
We just about there. We got cars that are driving themselves, electric cars. I don't know. I'm not gonna front. I do not want an electric car, bro. I do not. I want my car to run petrol. Period. Point blank. End of sentence.
I'm afraid think about how long we've been driving as a society, and we still got people doing stupid stuff. So just imagine when stuff could start falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Again, I hope I'm retired. I'm gonna be living out in a villa, out on in some place where I gotta sit out eating croissants.
Yeah, croissants.
Sipping on some cafe.
Sipping on some scissor or some cafe.
Don't judge me.
Okay, nah, not at all. Not at all. It's 88.7 FM KAZI. Your boy Jabari Warfield. Dapper D is in the building as well. Don't forget to check out our website, KAZIFM.org. We are grinding because it's that time. Guess what? We're off to see the wizard. DJ Wiz, let's go.
Wiz.
It's hump day.
88.7 FM KAZI, turning up with DJ Wiz. Oh my God. He threw that Al Green at me, man. I had to stop drinking my coffee for a minute. I was like, yo, all right.
I'm a reserve my comments till after you go ahead and handle that weather and traffic.
All right, cool.
I gotta go in on Wiz.
Yeah, go in. Yes, sir. He did that thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Look at you out here mentoring. I want to come back to that. But, hey, DJ Wiz, I hope you listening, brother. Call up 512-836-2887.
Yeah.
We got to talk. Man, you know people on their way to work. They can't be sitting in the car jamming and they get to their job and then you got to make a life decision this early in the morning. Do I go in like right now? Or do I finish off this mix?
Yeah.
And then lastly, bro, you know we're going to have some hot weather today. So you made people actually make some decisions if they ain't left the house, because I was feeling good. And if I was still at the house, I'm telling you what I be doing right now, Jabari.
Right.
I can't come in
Yeah.
today. It's not gonna be a good one for me. Oh, we'll see. Oh my God, nah, I ain't gonna make it today. I'm telling you, he like there was dopamine. I had a little rush. I'm feeling good, and all I could think about is being out in them streets.
Yeah, exactly.
So DJ Wiz, thank you for ruining the efficiency of this Austin, Texas, and our listening radius. God, brother.
Wiz got us out here making life decisions, don't he?
I'm really mad. DJ Wiz, don't call in because I'm gonna have some attitude for you.
Yeah, just text me.
We're gonna have all this drama. Text Jabari.
Just text me. Yeah, just
not
text
Dapper D.
Yeah,
don't do me. Jabari.
Yo.
I like what you said there. I had an article that I wanted to pass along to you. It was from the LinkedIn News, and it says Generation Z is looking for mentorship at work.
Okay,
bro.
Okay.
We are quick, the different generations, to talk about how the generation after us, how they are less than. Let's see, Pepsi generation, Generation X, even Generation Y.
Right.
Yo, this is your moment. Baby boomers, this is your moment.
Yeah.
This ain't the time to get into some generational conversation. Them boys is ready. When I say, I'm talking everybody, but the whole generation. Now, of course, this is a survey, but man, they ready. They are looking for you to pass along that knowledge.
Yeah.
Jabari, how many people out here really trying to do that nowadays, though?
Well, you know, and it's funny because you mentioned that, because when I was on here with Icy, we were talking about that because she and I are in different generations. And first of all, I had a great time with her being up here and speaking to her about that, because that's not something I get a chance to do very often. You know, being an old head, that I'm very, 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 very proud to be.
Yes.
The experience that I had, and I think experience is the best teacher. And I think the best thing we can do is find what we have more in common than what what separates us.
Thank you.
The only thing that really separates us is age and experience, and of course, things are different now. We didn't have cell phones back in the day. We didn't have instant this and instant that. So there's a whole new way to make money, right? There's a whole new way to live and communicate.
Yes.
And at some point it's good, but at some point the art of communication is lost.
I mean, when you're that old head, when you're that mentor, you have to be that example every day. I mean, you can't be telling somebody, hey, young buck, you got to do this. You got to be on time.
Right,
got to make sure you do this. Your workspace got to be squared away. Like you can't just say that and then not exemplify it. But that means the streets is watching. You and I was talking off air about Jay-Z, but the streets is watching. The young bucks, they need it. So these young professionals are prioritizing mentorship, real connections, and flexibility when they enter the workplace. Right. This was a survey. This was a survey by Axios, but and then Adobe did a survey that shows that having a mentor is key for Generation Z. 83% of respondents call it crucial for their career. Yet just over half say they had one.
That's interesting.
So they want it, but
Right.
it's hard to find.
Yeah.
So Generation X, Generation Y, baby boomers, y'all slacking.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's to your point. Some of us don't want. Well, one, we don't want to be that example.
Right.
We want to slack off.
Right.
We may be bitter. These kids is on the come up.
Right.
And so they looking for some stuff that some of us are not providing.
Well, and I was going to ask you, like, first of all, who's open? It sounds like we have some people that are open to communicate,
Yes,
and
sir.
at some point it's either not being accepted or not becoming available.
Yeah.
And I think that mentorship is a big deal. You know, like when I was younger, you know, I watched guys that were you know, either my age or older. Actually, I'd say older, who were on the radio and what to do and what not to do. I would listen to other radio DJs, right? Other folks that were on the air, and I wanted to emulate that. I liked the way they transitioned into one song and out of the other.
Yeah.
You know, how tight the commercial drops were, all of that stuff. But this came from people who had the experience. And I opened my mind and my heart and I said, okay, I want to be like that, because to me, that's what sounds good. So at some point there has to be a thing where you are open to that. You know, you have to make yourself open to it and really kind of you know, accept help and sit down and communicate.
I want to add one little thing to the back end of that.
Let's do that and then grab a call.
Okay. Compared to the other generations in the workforce, Generation Z was the least likely to apply for remote roles.
Really?
Can you believe that? See, what I know what everyone would think is, oh yeah, so the young bucks, you know, they wanna stick to themselves and they grew up with the computers and everything, the smartphones, and they just want to be by themselves. Nah, it's actually it's y'all old heads, it's you X, you Ys, and the baby boomers. Y'all have spent all your time in the cubicles, and now y'all looking to have some alone time.
Right, exactly. Well, you know what? Yeah, they're probably parents.
Yeah,
then more likely
exactly.
That's what it is.
That's a great read, sir.
That's
yes, sir.
Probably parents. All right, let's take a phone call. Good morning, caller. How you doing? You're on the air.
Good morning, Jabari and Douglas. How you all doing?
Miss Charlene,
we doing it. We doing it.
How you doing?
Amen. I'm doing okay. I was just wanting to make some comments and congratulations on your daughter passing all her classes there.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. She's a titan. She's a titan in the making. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to know, how do we memorialize Alexis Navalny? How do we, as a world, as a country, stand up for this man who had a beautiful soul? His eyes lit up the world. And then when he was confined in the prison, he didn't show the world that he was worried or terrored. He tried to make us feel better. He tried to make us, he's standing for a righteous cause. He's standing to bring freedom to the Russianites. And not only that, for the world. So Putin murdered this beautiful soul to prove a point, to make a statement, him and Trump, and express it to the Republican Party. If you even pass that bill for Ukraine, this is what could happen to you. And we shouldn't walk under fear. We should walk above the circumstances. Not only was he speaking to, I don't know if you all saw the article where Mitch McConnell's daughter, sister-in-law, was killed in a car accident on private property.
No, I haven't seen that yet. Did you see
knew
that?
about
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so you have to compare what's going on. It's kind of strange, but that's to put fear in those who stand up for the peoples. But yet still, we must not cater to fear. Now, how do the Russian knights stand and represent where Putin is arresting their citizens every day for standing in for Alexis Navalny for what he stood for?
Right. I understand that.
I would suggest to the Russian knights, I would even go to the polls to vote for Vladimir Putin. Right. That would be your mark of legacy, to stand up for Alexis Navalny, even though he's not here. And you know who the president of Russia really truly is? Alexis Navalny. That should have been the president. He is the president. If I would memorize his name in the highlights, because he stood not just for you, and he stood for the world. It takes, you know how much courage to stand up, knowing that you're going to be, you're going to die you could die in the path of defeat because you're standing up for a righteous cause. Do you know how many leaders had to fear this? But we had to overcome the circumstances. In my last comment, I just pray that if you can pull out Bin Laden, Osama Bin Laden, who pulled down the World Trade Center, if you have to organize your intersections to connect with all the countries, to intervene, to go up under secret, to pull him out of his compound, why is Putin still sitting in his compound?
You know what?
He's
my
isolated.
Sister, I wish I knew. That is a question for the ages. I used to, when I was working in news, I remember hearing about him that's all we talked about, and this was early 2000s, and I would hear that over and over and over again. So I definitely get it. But Miss Charlene, thank you very much for calling in. We certainly appreciate it.
Can I make this last?
Yeah, go ahead, because we gotta go to break. But go ahead, ma'am.
So Letitia James, attorney in New York, and her team of marvelous team staff, they held. And the judge, Ekron, held Trump accountable. Now, he's selling his little gold shoes all over the place. All right, if any emails, any kind of contract of business come into the state of New York, that should be a form of handcuffs on this sucker and walk him to prison, because he's not supposed to do no business, no sale or transaction in the state of New York. Now, how are you going to keep those emails from coming through New York? And he's selling them gold shoes, gold cap. That's what Putin stands for. He got gold all in his and if you notice, Trump got gold all in his hotel. I mean, gold is not going to save your soul.
Well, you know what?
You have to know Jesus Christ.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's the silver and gold is not what it's about. It is definitely about a connection with our Lord. Thank you, Miss Charlene. I appreciate you.
Y'all, okay, thank you, and y'all be blessed.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Take care.
On the other side of the break, Jabari, I have a lot that I'd like to offer to that. Okay. And you and I talked in our pre-show meeting just a little bit about that. So, yeah, we can. I would like to give a couple minutes to that.
Cool. Well, hold that thought, my brother. We're going to take care of a little business. Got to show the sponsor some love, which we definitely appreciate. Parks Coffee, of course, our biggest sponsor here of the Morning Grind here on 88.7 KAZI. It is 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Your boy Jabari Warfield and Dapper D in the building. Don't forget to join him for Fans View Sports Talk on Fridays from 10 until noon. We back with Mo 7 FM KAZI. This is the Morning Grind, straight up 8 o'clock here on 88.7. This is the voice of Austin, going into our 42nd year of bringing the heat.
Can we rock?
Yes, sir.
8 o'clock. Can we rock?
Yep. What's up?
8 o'clock. Can we rock?
You need to stop pulling these throwbacks out my brain, man.
I'm the real one. If I say I'm feeling good, that means I'm feeling good. Yeah, I can't hold back.
Ain't no pay.
I'm feeling good today.
I'm good with that.
Hump day. That's your drop. You play that, brother.
I did play that, man. I mean, that's my bad.
You need to start telling management you need a toned down version.
Man, I ain't telling Jay Hunt nothing.
You need a what do you put a governor on your car? You need a co-host with a rev limiter.
Man, yeah. Now
you need something to hold me down.
I definitely need.
Oh that. No, because I got to keep it moving.
Woo, I definitely need that. You and I are like on. I think I'm on 7 and you about on 10, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
All right.
I'm not hating. That is not a hate thing. It's just one of the things that we do. That's who we are.
That's true.
And that's why we do what we do, and that's why we get so much love. And no, man, I love rocking the radio with you.
We do. The numbers, they don't get to see the numbers. The numbers prove it. You know what? Our peers, there are references to things that we talk about that our peers use, and other people call in on those shows and talk about things that we brought up. So some of our topics and our exchanges carry on. As you see, sometimes our co-hosts gravitate towards some of the dynamics you and I have. So. Right. Man, it is what it is.
Yeah, and shout out to everybody else here on the Morning Grind that gets up early in the morning, drives through traffic, gets here and does they thing. Every last one. It ain't just us, man. We got a whole soccer team full of folks. I wouldn't say football team, but there ain't enough of us.
Like in hockey, you know how you do a line change?
Yeah.
That's what we do. We just that's how we keep bringing it at y'all.
Yeah, chin checking and hitting folks with sticks.
Hey, who the goon? Who the goon in our squad?
Oh my gosh. Who's the goon in the squad? I would probably
Stacey Shea. She the goon.
Stacey Shea and Miss Marla.
Sick 'em, Stacey.
Miss Marla. Neither one of them. They do not play. Son.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They do not play.
If you get Miss Marla going, that one.
Be like, Miss Marla, you cool? Yeah, I'm cool. Right,
Lockjaw.
Yeah, no matter.
She's locked on.
It's all love. That's for sure. All right. So no love for traffic right now. It looks like things are going to be really heavy. It's a really crazy, cloudy, Dr. Seuss kind of day. Looks like we still have an accident 35 near Westinghouse Cross Road. That's going to be near the Georgetown area. So if you are headed that way, be careful. Stalled out car 35 in Old Torf, tightening up traffic. Frontage Road to Palmer Lane 35. Got to watch out for that. So be careful headed that way. You're going to find some delays, man. No question about it. Delays, and more delays. So just keep that in mind. You're going to need some extra time wherever you're going. So just be careful. All right. Let's take a call real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. What's up?
Hey, you right?
You know who this is, don't you?
Get him!
Yeah,
Get him! Get him!
Sick him, baby.
Yes.
What's
Thank
up?
you for that. That is the nicest thing I've heard all day.
We called her a goon, and she's like, I'll
I'll take the goon. Sometimes you got to be goon.
No doubt.
Sometimes you got to be. And I told my daughter this. I said, because she was having trouble with one of her friends at school. I said, listen, and Dave Chappelle said this. I thought this was perfect, and I think this applies to you as well, Miss Stacey Shea, is that sometimes you have to be a lion so you can be the lamb that you really are.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's exactly facts. That's 100% true. And it's all love all the time. Like, I'm not a hater. I love my people. I love my community. I love the station. And so everything that I do, and when I am the goon, that's why. But I want to, if I can, circle back to what y'all were talking about, the mentorship.
Right. Okay.
Because I think it kind of applies here, too. I think also, like, I'm in the middle. I'm not young, but I'm not old. But I've got some seasoning on me and some experience. But there's certain situations where I wouldn't agree to mentor because I don't agree with the process that we're integrating into. And so it's really important for me that whatever I pass along to the younger generation is actually going to be useful and not just how to conform. And so that might just be me that addresses it like that. But when we're talking about the lack of mentorship, it's because some of us know that this stuff is not good. And we need to be learning a different way to do things and doing things differently instead of assimilating the young kids to keep it going the same way that it's going.
Right. Well,
that's root cause to a lot of problems we have, is that we just keep on teaching people to do it the same way when the same way don't work.
That's true. Well, is it possible that someone like yourself or someone like me or someone like Dap can say, okay, this way is the way that, I'm not really feeling this way. This is how things could be different. Yeah. The changes could be made. I believe that, each one of us, you, me, and Dap, all have had different experiences growing up. And even our mind frame may be the same on certain subjects, it may change on others. They may change on twists. Yeah. And then maybe some information that somebody can use, or they may say, okay, cool, I respect your opinion. I'm not with it, but I respect it.
That's right. Well, we're supposed to be like that with everything anyway. Take what you need, take what feels true, and leave the rest. Mm.
Okay.
So, but yeah, for me, with certain situations, I will teach you the skills that are needed to navigate. But I'm not going to be the one that's feeding you the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making the Kool-Aid for you.
Right.
I'll teach you how to run the machine and how to make it every day in here. But I'm not gonna drink the Kool-Aid with you.
I'm in agreement. So, I like the angle you went, and I know we'll take this. We'll continue this when we get off with you. Yeah. What I will say is I am in agreement, but I also think that we almost have to mentor them so that we keep them afloat for retention. Because if they come in and they don't get what they're looking for necessarily from us, which we may not want to give it to them, but they want it, let's let them get in. It's almost like, okay, hey, you want this? Let me show you. And then you make your own opinions. But once they get in and then they stay in long enough, because we got to retain them, because we don't want them going searching somewhere else, especially if they find out that their friend is getting something that they're not getting with us. And then we can retain them. And if we can keep them in the organization, then the organization can benefit from their new ideas, their new perspective.
Right, I understand that too, and I agree with that. But I also, if the truth will knock it down, then it needs to be knocked down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, I got you on that.
But I try to stay positive, and I always try to share my knowledge, as y'all know firsthand. Y'all know that I'm all about sharing the knowledge, but I'm not about drinking the Kool-Aid. But I drink the mess out of some KZI Kool-Aid, y'all.
That KZI Kool-Aid got some. It's got some special stuff. It's got some Hennessy in it or something.
Stacey Shea, I wanted you to know the KZI Kool-Aid ain't nobody measuring the sugar content. I just need you to know.
We don't measure sugar.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, and it's purple. So,
purple stuff.
Except for when I come through, They always give me red. That's the flavor, red. what flavor is it? Red. Not the color.
Red. But thank y'all for calling me the goon. I'm very pleased about that. I'll take it, y'all. I'll take it.
Cool.
I'm from them woods, as my daddy says.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, good to hear from
Y'all
you.
have a great day.
All right, you two, you're on the call, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, we'll see you then.
Icy and Rochelle, we got a new Thursday crew. Y'all official.
Gary. I'm going to walk in here with my
yes, it's ladies' night.
Man.
And that Thursday's tight.
You better believe it, and we have a really good time. And then we got a civility coach on hand, and so I don't go like all the way goon because Miss Icy like smooths it over and teaches me to act
Sound like
right.
she'll yank that chain.
Yeah.
She'll pull you back.
Yeah.
She'll fix it in such a positive way.
Yeah, no, and she's really cool. I was rolling with her. I rolled with her a couple weeks ago, and it was she was just so smooth with it, man. She really was.
She really is.
Yeah.
And then Rochelle's hilarious and gentle, but also an HR professional, so she's super stoic and objective. So it's a good mix on that day, too. So I think we got it locked in.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, y'all do what you do. Do what you do tomorrow, right?
Thank you. And y'all keep doing what y'all do. Great show, as always. Love listening to y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you for listening. So,
Of course.
Jabari. So Miss Charlene called in, and kind of what she was talking about. Miss Charlene, this goes back from the beginning of the USSR. So I'll be quick with it. We got to remember the foundation of it.
Right.
Why the US won't send troops to Ukraine? Well, first of all, that could result in a nuclear exchange, and we don't want that. We don't want World War III for that country. Now, what we have to think about is we have a society that would not want that kind of bloodshed. We are not the baby boomers' parents. We're not that generation. We're a different society. So when this stuff starts showing on news, the amount of deaths, trust me, that would slow the roll. Yeah. Second of all, there are finances attached to that. We don't want to fund a war. That's another thing. A full out. That's a full on assault. That's like something you see in war movies on TV if we got to deal with Russia. Yeah. Lastly, the Russian people have to want that revolution. Now, he's a dictator. I know he's got the label president. He's a dictator. And when those people want to rise up within the streets, but they ain't doing that yet. Right. So what we gonna do? We can't do nothing about it yet. So none of our presidents want to go into that war, fund that war, be a part of that war, and have those casualties on their resume. And then same thing, until those people rise up and you start to see some real action. I just want to add one last quick thing and say we got a call.
Okay.
4 years ago, when Alexei Navalny was interviewed, he actually he kind of was seeing the future, and he was asked what would he tell Russians if he was killed for challenging. This is according to the AP News. He said, what would he tell Russians if he was killed for challenging President Putin? That was 4 years ago. He said, you're not allowed to give up. If they decide to kill me, it means we are incredibly strong and we need to use this power. Wow. So they got to rally. I know some of us, Miss Charlene, is up in arms about it, sure, but them people got to get, and this is their time. Yeah. They got to jump off of, this is the springboard for them and perhaps their own revolution. For those who may not know, they weren't always like this. Before the USSR started, they had a king. It was a monarch society. They called him the Tsar. And that's where you've heard of Rasputin. Right. You see the Fabergé eggs. They were elite. Like they had gold all in my watch, gold all in my chain. Like they were that type of people. Exactly. But then there was a coup that rise up, the Bolsheviks. You guys go watch the movie Anastasia, the Disney movie Anastasia. That'll bring you up to speed. I think it's Disney. That'll bring you up to speed, but that's based on fact. And so that has to happen. And if that don't happen, what we supposed to do?
That's true. We can't
want it for them.
It's got to be about what they want. Do you want to keep him there, or are you afraid to mess with him? Yeah. Are you afraid to get at him? Because unfortunately, that could result in, some very serious, as you can see, it's already resulted in.
I'm a veteran. I spent 15 months in Iraq.
Right.
Saddam didn't have no nuclear weapons. Right. Y'all remember all that, right? We were told he had no nuclear weapons. Right. Putin has 6,000 that we know of. Right. 6,000. And when I say that we know of, that means we are pretty sure there's more.
Sure. Exactly.
They're just outdated, but he can still use them. He can still launch them joints at us. So
Okay.
we
All right,
we
cool.
don't want to do that.
Exactly. All right, I think we got a caller. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. What's up?
Y'all get on my nerve.
Oh, see, here we go. Come on.
Here we go. Jabari without an E and Brother Washington from the Bronx. How the heck have you guys been?
We've been good, man. Where you been?
Well, I went up on the mountain and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was there, and God told me to stay in my ministry and keep in the spirit and keep the faith. So with that being said, in the spirit of John L. Warfield.
Hey man, watch it. Be careful how you roll that name now.
I'm saying.
That's that name now. Don't be,
I'm gonna put that E back on Jabari. Don't play. I ain't scared of you or Brother Washington.
Let's see what you got. Bring it.
You better bring it.
I've been praying. I've been doing the ministry. I've been here, there. I'm in San Antonio. I'm in Austin right now with the rodeo.
Right.
And we're coming here, and I got a meeting with them today, so I'm gonna drop some seeds about I need to hear y'all rodeo station. Rodeo promotion on KAGI, so we can get that donation or whatever. But I will be in touch, man. I just want to say I love everybody at KAGI, and I miss you guys. You know what I mean? Even Brother Washington, I miss him too. I gotta love him too.
I won't tell him.
I didn't know he was so versed on Russian. Is he Russian? I thought he was black.
I believe his wife is Russian. I believe.
Oh, God. I think so. Don't judge a book by its cover or a person by their voice.
This is true. Hey, brother's very well versed. Very well versed. Yes. That's for sure.
I just wanted to call and give many blessings to my KAGI family. I want to thank all the donors. We did this, y'all. KAGI is up and running. Jabari, I don't know if you got any events this summer or you or Brother Watching or whoever, but I'm there in support. I have a couple of events, Lord willing, coming up, and you guys are at the front runner of my heart on these events, and we're going to get together. So let me finish with Heavenly Father with a repentant heart. Holy Spirit is only you can do. Take this prayer to the Father. Father, the unity of KAGI, Austin Black Unity Radio, 88.7. Amen.
Amen. All right, thank you, brother. Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm going to get with y'all, even if I have to drop some letters over at the office, at the station or something. I'm going to get with y'all. Y'all keep me in your prayers. Even you, Brother Washington, from the Bronx.
We got you.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
All right, I love y'all.
Yeah, you too. Peace. It's 88.7 FM KAZI. It is 8:16. How y'all doing? How you doing? And I think we're going to be joined by Symply Courtney. He's going to be hanging out with us in a little bit. So, once again, it is Wednesday. Don't forget, later on tonight, be sure to check me out. Jazz and Other Vibes, smooth jazz and R&B from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Got some new music to throw at you later on this evening. And I might even play some Toby Keith.
Hey, tell me you got range and then show me.
I got a little something. I got some Toby Keith. I'm going to play some Toby Keith, T-Pain. Also, a really cool sax player named Arissa Nicole who just dropped a joint from a cat named Jan Hunter Jr. Jan Hunter Jr. is like one of my favorite producers, man. This dude is like, he used to play in church. He actually still plays in church, but he does a lot what they call chill hop, and he is running the game. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes. Exactly. That's Hunter. What's going on, man? Let me pop you up real quick. What's going on, Chris?
I didn't recognize the name at first.
Yeah.
It starts with a Y.
That's
Jan with a Y.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. I tried to read that the first time, and I couldn't pronounce it. So I'm glad I'll wait for people to say other people's name correctly. So say it one more time.
That brother right there, that's a professional reader.
I know. So you said it. Say his name again?
Jan Hunter Jr.
So is his thing saying that's Hunter or y'all Hunter?
That's his tag. That's Hunter.
Okay, because I was about to say, I thought I was hearing it wrong this whole time.
No. You got it right. No, it's that's Hunter. Every joint he does, he puts that on the front, and man, let me tell you, this cat is just. I remember finding him like maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, man, this brother's impressive.
Right.
I mean, just doing little stuff. He's worked with Kevin Ross.
Okay.
He did a joint with Kevin Ross that is just just absolutely nasty. Just really talented, man. And one of the things, like for me, as I've said, and we've had this discussion before, is that music has to evolve. It's going to evolve. It has evolved, but in the legend status of Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway,
big names.
Old school Stevie Wonder, you still got to have folks that are going to take the beauty and the essence of R&B music and elevate it, keep it going. When you running track, you got to pass that baton on. You got to make sure that baton passes smooth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think should still be going. And I think cats like him and her and like I said, Kevin Ross is impressive too. But Jan Hunter Jr. That's Hunter. Boy's a mess. He's a mess.
You just embraced the range that you have, and now you got all the rest of us being like, hey, well, hold on, I could dive deep. I know about some things, some underground cats. Y'all just ain't heard them yet. And then you ask them, okay, name one. Well, I mean, you don't know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're too old to know who
but
it
Jabari was at the ready, and he was like, yo, and then his IG is this. I was like, damn, you killing it.
Well, here's the thing, man. If we were just talking about that, a younger generation, if I don't embrace the younger generation, who will? If I don't play their music, if I don't say, this person is this person is that, somebody in my generation could love that music, but unless you say, well, that's young kids, they don't. No, man, give them a listen. Give them a listen and see what's good. Because if you don't like it, you can always turn from it. But I promise you're going to find something that you like.
If you give it time, you'll find something. I used to do that during the festivals. I would go to a venue. And instead of going to a bunch of different venues, I would just stay at one venue pretty much for like 3 hours. And at some point, I would find something that I absolutely loved. And I remember they would put in multiple genres. Yeah. And you'd sit there, and all of a sudden I found 2 and 3 genres that, one, I didn't know of, artists that I had never heard of. Right. And all of a sudden I'm going and I'm looking, and the best part was the discovery. When I went and looked up them on either YouTube or Instagram, I found out that they had 2 and 3 albums worth of this stuff.
Right.
And so you have to give stuff a chance. I sometimes suffered from a narrow palate when it came to music because I liked what I liked for so long, and I was like, dude, there are more things out there. That chill, by the way, you were talking about the chill hip hop kind of.
Chill hip hop, yeah.
That is my thing. That slow, that down tempo, that. Ooh. Oh man, that's me, dude. Like,
yeah, man.
That's how I found The Weeknd. Like, I legit started listening to him off of I was on Wikipedia, and they gave me a bunch of producers, and his name kept popping up. So I was like, let me listen to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really behind. I'm telling you.
No, it's all right though. You there?
I'm not lying.
No, you there? You good?
I looked up the day. It was like 2000. I think it'd been on 2012, and I'm listening to it like in 2016.
No,
this is great.
The good thing about you, brother Courtney, is you taking us back to a time that who ain't happy about a decade ago. Oh, some of us that's about 20 pounds ago. Yeah. So you
20 pounds ago. So keep talking. I like
dopamine levels is good. Like we like, oh yeah, bro, 2014, your boy was still tight. I remember that.
Motorcycle.
Like if you do that, well, that motorcycle still happening.
Is it really? You still got the motorcycle?
That's why you gotta marry right. I ain't gotta give up on the game. Hey, the game came with me.
Hey, he cooking.
Yeah, he is. He all day. Let him cook.
But,
let him cook.
Let him cook.
I don't want to. I didn't want to throw shade on some brothers that are out there that had to give up some stuff. Yeah. Give up half of themselves when they got into that thing. Yeah. But I'm just saying, you gotta ask yourself, will I be happy if I do not have insert item here?
Right, exactly. Because at some point you evolve and grow, you get older, and you say, okay, I don't need these toys anymore. I need to change this, or I need to change that. And I guess at some point, it's like, and if you still got the bike, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still a biker boy.
Can I ask
still in a bike club. I still got my leathers, as we call it, our colors. I mean, this is what I do.
Do you really have to give up stuff though to be happy? Because I'm starting to find out that feel like we give up stuff trying to think that we're improving ourselves, and I think that maybe the time has to be spent differently. And I've been there. where it was like, they say give up, when you're trying to transition from a boy to a man, you'll give up the things that a boy does.
Right.
And so a lot of us take that as, you know what, I need to stop having fun.
No.
I feel like that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
and so you see these guys that are happily in a relationship. I'm not going to say married, because sometimes you're just in a relationship and you start giving up parts of yourself, and then years go by and you go in the garage and you see that fill in the blank, dusty, and you're like, I remember I used to have fun with that. What stopped me?
Sure.
And you really have nobody to blame but yourself. But I almost feel like in society, we think that if we give up something, we deserve or will get. And I'm like, I don't know if that's always the case. I think it's moderation. You can't spend 20 hours on the PlayStation anymore.
No, of course
you
not.
spend 2 or 3 or 19 every once in a while when you got the week off.
Oh, I'm gonna just drop it like this.
Do
Okay.
it.
Here's my relationship advice. Closed mouth, don't get fed.
Okay.
Me and my thing been together for 14 years.
Talk about
I'm trying
it.
to get another 14.
Right.
And you want to know why it is solid? Because we had that conversation up at the front.
Yeah.
I said, fo, girl. She's like, what that mean? These are 4 reasons why relationships don't work. Money.
Bam.
Religion.
Boom.
You can't agree on how you're going to discipline the kids.
Bada bop bop.
And then you got to talk about relationships with the opposite sex on social media. Knock those 4
Bam.
out. Have those conversations
Yes.
at the front.
Yes.
And then that's half the battle.
When is the book
If
coming
you're going
out?
to get to...
You need a book.
I
Yeah, he
probably,
does need a
I probably
book.
Or maybe an Instagram
you got to
channel.
slow it
Podcast.
down.
You got a
I should
podcast.
slow it down, and I should do that. You're right about that. Put a pin in that one.
Okay, I'm taking
a
notes
brother
today.
needs to get focused on that.
I'm done talking.
And so
I'm done
all I'm
talking.
saying is
I'm just gonna
because
take
yo, I'm not blind. I look around. I see my friends. I
Yes.
got homies, and I see how unhappy they are.
Yep.
I know dudes that they want to hang out with me rather than with their girl. Monday. For lunch, me and my girl was shooting in the gym.
You talked about it
one
again.
on
I
one,
remember
and
that.
she talking smack.
Yes,
and
yes.
I had a bad right knee, and she kept. I ain't never see her take the ball to the cup so much
She
in my
went
life.
she went after the
She
knee.
said, "If your knee is bad, I'm driving all day." And she got a good shot, but she said it's layup line today on
Hand
you.
down, man down.
And that is why we got to go serious. I'm telling you, that means I'm having fun. I didn't have to give up the b-ball. I got, but again, some of us we're impatient.
Yep.
And we settle. We take the first thing smoking,
Uh.
and you ain't looking down the road. And that's all I can say.
You might have a power forward down the road, but you down here trying to hang out with somebody that don't even know what
Take the
basketball
first thing that
is.
comes
Exactly.
through. Take the easiest thing.
Sure. I think the thing about, what makes us, who we are is the thing that attracts us to other people.
Okay.
So at some point, there may be certain ways that we need to change.
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily need to change like overall in the structure. As
Yeah.
long, the bills paid, yes. Kids taken care of, yes. Is your
Yeah.
business handled, yes. Are you taking care of yourself mentally as well as physically? And are you down to take care of me if if I got a problem?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as you lock all that down,
Yeah.
then I think you're gonna be good. Fellas, we're gonna take a little break. We in the building right now, 826, 88.7 FM KAZI. Your boy Jabari Warfield, Symply Courtney's in the building, and Dapper D is also in the head. 88.7 FM KAZI. That is the man, the myth, the legend. He ripped the Super Bowl a new one. 202.4 million folks watched Usher basically just
Wow.
And those are the people who watched it
decimate them.
legally.
Yeah,
Come on, y'all know.
Don't
Y'all
be
know.
calling me out like that. Don't you call me out like that.
This go back to the 80s. You know what I mean?
give me legal views. Be counting, don't they? Yeah,
Whoa.
man.
There's
That
some
would be
streaming
college
services
season.
out there.
Hey,
So imagine what the
college
numbers
season.
could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That just tells you how stupid some of these places are.
Right.
Let's say there's something called the Jabari Network.
See, watch
and
yourself.
and if they got something,
was
well, I did say it was stupid, but
See.
he gonna cut the mic.
Yeah,
but,
I would
but if you
slice your
think
mic
about
in
it,
half, fool.
this was your moment, Jabari Network,
Right.
because you could have capitalized off of that. So a Super Bowl commercial was $7 million. If I'm the Jabari Network, I know I normally charge, but I'm gonna do the Super Bowl for free. Why? Because on that day, I could charge someone $14 million because now I can guarantee you what you're going to get. I can guarantee you, because I'm cutting all those illegal stuff, I'm cutting them at the knees.
Yeah.
And I know all those streams come to me, which means I'm going to blow up. In fact, my site might crash. And then those sponsors are going to say, yep, It was worth the $14 million.
Yeah.
That was the most watched thing ever. Everyone's still talking about our Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Tom Brady in it. That was worth the money.
That was wild.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Everything I think went up 2,000%. You know, and that's why people do the Super Bowl for free. Like every Super Bowl performance you've seen, ain't nobody getting no checks cut. I think that there's a certain budget for performances and putting stuff together and all that. But from what I understand, the artists don't get anything, at least on the front end.
Yeah, that all goes to the workers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get the bump.
Exactly. Yeah, that back end is crazy.
I mean, this has been, 2 straight weeks since Super Bowl of us talking about Usher?
Well, I mean, we kind of were talking about him, but then somebody decided to put an album out at the same time. Everybody was like, hey, man, stall the boy out. You ain't got to do that, Beyonce. And
Well,
she said, nope.
She had those commercials. I thought her T-Mobile commercials was pretty good.
Yeah, commercial was crazy.
Did it crash yet? She said no. He said no.
yeah, that was clever.
Did it crash yet?
Yeah, she was trying to take the internet out.
She had a hit on the internet.
That's when you feeling yourself. You say, I know my power. I know what I could do. And then I do it.
Album. Yeah, I remember when I watched the commercial, she said, well, drop the album. And I was like, what if she really did drop an album? And I don't know why, but I forget it's 2024 and this stuff does happen. I was like, wait, did she just drop? No way. And I went to Instagram because that's what I do. And sure enough, 2 hours ago. I was like, get out.
Yeah. And you was 2 hours late, brother.
I was 2 hours late.
The rest of us done listened to it twice.
I know, there was a million responses. I was like, wait, this really happened?
Yes, it is.
I thought you said you was with us in 2024. I know you said you had a delay. You catching up on the music, but you're here with us now, and you still late.
I'm 2 hours delayed. I think we've got it up. This is as close as I can get. It's within 2 hours.
We already commenting. We already saying, hey, track number 3, and you like, wait.
I'm trying to figure out how to spell Beyonce still. Is that a U in the name, or is that just the O? Hold on.
You can't spell Beyonce, then you might be in trouble, bro. Too much we can help you.
Go with Beehive. Go with Beehive.
Okay, next time I'll do that.
That should draw you towards the right path.
Maybe so. Because I know I was in that mug trying to spell. I was like, wait, hold on. She just did a commercial.
Well,
black girl.
I mean, we do call her Bay sometimes.
Yeah, I'll be confused.
So you may go with a BAE because you know that Bay.
Yes.
But that ain't this Bay. What you trying to say?
I was
bars, exactly.
I'm so curious, fellas.
Okay.
A degree is not required, but it helps. There's a LinkedIn news report that says in recent years, major companies, including some here in town, Delta, Google, and Walmart, have done away with degree requirements for many jobs. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're hiring more people who didn't go to college. But what they're saying is they're doing away with the degree requirements. Here's an example of that, and I'm curious what you guys thought. The #1 computer science program in the nation. Where do you think that is? Right here in town, UT Austin.
Security. So
computer science.
Right.
It's at UT Austin. Them kids can't even graduate because by the end of their freshman year going into their sophomore year, they getting job offers.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why these companies, so some people were like, hey, you can't be hiring Jabari. He ain't got a degree. I got a degree. I've been here for 6 years. Well, nah, let's do away with that requirement because if there's a LeBron James, if there's if there's an up and comer, there's a Kobe out there, we want the leeway to be able to go get him.
Right, exactly.
Because these generations, they built different than we was.
Yep.
So that is a little bit of that. And I'm just kind of curious your thoughts on now we're getting to that point. And I got a couple more stats for that, but I'm so curious about y'all's opinion that degree is not required no longer. And these are big Delta, Google, Walmart. Heard of them?
Yeah, and those are major companies. Go ahead,
You're
Courtney, you drop it. Go ahead.
You're competitive. I mean, here's the thing: the parallel for like professional sports, we'll call it that.
Yes, sir.
That's the high school, college, professional ranks.
Yeah.
Is the longer you wait, the more chances they have of getting snapped up by either another industry.
Yeah.
Losing interest in taking those talents to another industry, or they get picked up by your competitor.
Yep.
Everything you named has a competitor, and so you want to get to the stars as quickly as possible. Stars don't have to do 4 years of incubation anymore. Now they might do it in a year. Freshmen might come out here and be putting up numbers. It used to be, you have to graduate. Now they're like, you know what? We'll bring you up along the lines of what we do. and we'll figure it out from there.
So the number of those people, it's actually only 1 in 700 right now. And here's why. The algorithms for our job search tools, they're still holding back. They still got those constraints of what is your degree? Insert your transcripts here. And that knocks a bunch of people out. Some of the hiring managers, they're old school. They old heads, and they're resistant to change. They're resistant to change,
right?
And so they're also doing their own. What is it? Their own bias.
Oh, okay.
They're you know how, what does it say when you have a bias that you not unintentional bias?
Right.
They're unintentional bias in their screening practices, and so we're actually holding some people back.
Yeah.
So Jabari, how comfortable would you feel if you got this up and coming this with a meteoric rise individual coming in, but they won't. I know I use it, but they won't grind in like you had to do.
Right.
They didn't take that unpaid internship. They starting out at a $80,000 gig, and you're like, wait, hold on. So would you be okay with that?
I'm not quite sure I would.
I know.
Well, here's the thing, and the reason why, and another thing, the question that I had is that I think at some point people can put your salary, what they feel that they can pay you, depending on whether you have a degree or not. A person that has a degree versus a person that doesn't, there's going to be more money to those, I think, that have the degree, or I may be wrong, but that's always the way I've seen it. So yeah, I mean, at some point, the old school grind is that's what I grew up with, and now I know, of course, it's different now because of the fact that you have to have that degree, and like you said, the algorithms are going to be different. The fight for jobs is going to be different.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, unfortunately, have become their own entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They found their own way around this whole, go out and get a job thing. They're doing work from home.
Yep. I'm glad you went there. So these are those stats I was telling you about. Almost 2/3 of the U.S. population over the age of 25 doesn't have a college degree. That's per the Wall Street Journal.
Wow.
And then college enrollment rates have dropped. At 2009, 70% were in college.
Now, you talking about online or in person?
In person.
Okay.
That was a peak of all the generations. Now, it dropped as of 2 years ago, according to the Labor Department. It dropped to 62%. So it is trending down.
Wow.
So that's where we're trending.
Yep.
I always used to make the joke, man, we don't need a big thing for graduation because what? It ain't as popular anymore to be like, hey, I'm graduating. Oh, you done made it. Not everybody graduating nowadays. But if the trend is going down, you might be on the up again. Like you're a rare commodity that you stayed in. I will just say this. I will never say one way is better than any way. My parents raised me. They didn't have degrees at that time. They didn't attend the traditional college mix. But I never went to bed hungry. They did good for us, and there were 3 of us.
Right.
But I will say this, though. It's okay if you got a different way. I believe, I'll never say that's the only way, but if you got a different way, get that money. Seize that opportunity, and then you could always go get that degree later.
Yes.
But I did go to college, and I will say, because I do a lot of speaking here in town. I'm at high schools. I'm talking to a lot of kids, and I will tell them this: that 4 years, it does afford you an opportunity to learn about yourself, because as soon as you start the grind, you're in it. You don't get that time to join a fraternity, go to frat parties, hang out. And that universal thinking, root word of university, that universal thinking eluded you because you didn't meet this person that came from Minnesota.
Nope.
You don't have friends that are sociology majors, psychology majors, and they're talking about their degree plans and some of the things they learned in class. You don't get that mix.
No.
And so I will say that it is not a bad way to learn if you can afford it, if you can get some ways to pay for it, because that college debt is real. So I'm on the fence with both, and I see good in both.
Right. I think you're right about learning about yourself when you deal with that situation. I had a conversation with my daughter a while back, and she was having some issues listening to her swim coach, right? Because she felt like she should just be out there and just blazing the lanes, right?
First of all, I'm proud of you, brother, that she can swim.
Thank you, man. Yeah, she can't do that.
I don't want that to be overlooked.
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
Jabari is doing it.
Ain't too many of us that really.
Nah, man.
But so,
and then not to mention we stigmatize the hair thing,
right.
And that also keeps us out of the water.
Hey, is there 3 black dudes in the studio that can swim? Is that what's going on right now?
The Army made me swim.
Okay,
75% of the earth is covered in water.
I used to be a lifeguard.
My first job was about to be being a lifeguard.
Y'all are really good swimmers.
But I saw you were making more money working Parks and Rec. I didn't want to take away from your daughter's conversation.
That's cool. Appreciate it. Okay, so one thing I did is she came from practice frustrated because she couldn't get this and couldn't get that, and I said, okay, here's what's going to make you a better swimmer. What's going to make you a better swimmer is to make sure that your room is clean. What's going to make you a better swimmer is to make sure you're in bed by 8:30. What's going to make you a better swimmer is to make sure your dog has food and water every single time you are downstairs. And she said, what does that have to do with making me a better swimmer? And that makes her a better swimmer because she's more attentive to what needs to be taken care of. Boom. She's more interested in listening to what her coach says. She has to empty her mind out and handle the business of being doing what it takes to be a winner. You know, there are a lot of people that have natural skills, but there are things you need to do to be a winner. Right. And you have to. You can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to leave my room a mess, and I'm not going to feed the dog, and I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to go in here and blaze this practice. Yeah. Because you'll apply that same laziness to your coach.
Thank you.
Right. I had a guitar teacher when I was taking lessons. He said the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Yes.
Wow.
See, Jabari just dropped some stuff. You get to practice that stuff in college. That's 4 years of practice.
Right. Practice, yes.
When you're on the job site, I don't have anything but right then and there in that moment. Yep. But if I was in a class and I had a group project and I had to deal with Courtney and Jabari, Courtney always late to our meetings and Jabari don't ever get nothing done. Now I'm learning on how to work in a team, how to help a team, how to communicate within a team. That's practice. Right. Having to get to class on time, that's practice. Trying to plan out, look at your calendar and say, yeah, don't wait till the last minute. You get to practice that. We talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
We talking about practice.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Not the game I was fighting.
Not the game of life you in it. Like right now, we get to practice it before you get out there to it. And then one last thing. You ever heard of an internship?
Come on now.
The majority of people that get internships with these big companies, and where do they go get the internships? They don't show up at your barbershop offering the internships, do they? No, they put up the flyers in these halls, in these lecture halls at these universities. So if you want to go to Ford, if you want to go to insert Fortune 500 company here, man, you got to get that internship. You got that foot in the door, and then you could come up through that. So, I say, man, if you could practice it,
that's where the experience, that's where the lessons, all of those things come into play, and so many of those are afforded when you're on campus. When you're on campus, you get that. Family, everybody's educated on my side. I did not have the options. Like I had friends that had the option of maybe doing a gap year, which I didn't know what a gap year was. That tells you everything you need to know about me. What's a gap year? It's like, no, I'm in college. What are you doing next year? I'm playing football at this school. You know, and I everybody in my family had that. My mom, my sister, both Houston Tillotson, grads there. So shout out to HT.
Where them Rams at? Where them Rams at?
Yes, and then for me, it was Texas State. You know, by the way, I went to Ranger Junior College for football. Okay. Because I was trying to play football.
Hey, nothing wrong.
And then
you had goals.
Yeah, but I was already accepted to Texas State. I always tell people I already knew I was going to Texas State to study philosophy before I graduated high school. Like if you go find a program right now, it says my government, Courtney Creighton, Texas State University, major philosophy. That changed to business, then it eventually changed to recreation administration. Yeah. But that was what was already on me. My dad, college educated. My grandma, college educated.
Legacy.
Yeah. So it's just like I didn't have that option. But meeting people that you don't normally associate with, that's what I was afforded.
Yes.
That's what I was afforded.
We need that.
I'll say this and I'll be quiet. My roommate, legit, is a business owner here in town now. I walked into the room and I had never lived with a person of a different hue. I'm being politically correct here.
Ain't nothing wrong.
And that was my roommate. And we had all these different disagreements and all of that. And we ended up having the best relationship ever because we had those ugly moments at the beginning, but we didn't run away from them. And you get a chance to do that in practice. Yeah. When you're working, you may quit that job. You may leave that department, that division. So
No, we need that though. How many people really have a diverse circle?
come on now.
And that allows you that diversity.
Yeah.
Because again, those students who are at insert institutions name there, if the brothers, since we all brothers in here, if the brothers don't show up, if they don't get to see a brother like Jabari, a brother like you, and a brother like me, then how they gonna get to know us? Because if we ain't all going, so some of us are gonna have to go. Like some of us have to go, and I don't think we should look down on someone who does take that route.
Yep.
Because we need people, we need representation there too.
Sure, of course, and you have to do that interaction. You have to have that interaction at some point. Yes, you're gonna agree to disagree. You're gonna be like, okay, this don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have people looking down on you. And of course the whole political thing has really divided us.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, we do have to show up. We have to show up for us. Yes, that's for sure. We definitely have to show up for us.
Jabari, that's why we need you at the swim lab.
Come on now.
Because now people get to see a black father at the swim. Because what did I just tell you? Hey, Jabari, you've been there. And think about some of the parents that are there. In their social circles, how many of them you think have a friend like you?
They ain't none of them got a friend like me.
Because you could tell in their interactions with you.
Yeah.
But now they have interaction with someone because for that hour and a half y'all are there, they're talking with you, they're learning. So, didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Right.
That's good. This is what we need as society. So again, you gotta infiltrate. We gotta infiltrate different areas.
That's a good word.
Take opportunities. Don't be held back by some cultural handcuffs that we have that hold us back.
Right.
Nah, bruh. If you the skateboarder, y'all know that I know Pharrell. Why? Because I was the only black skater in Virginia Beach. And you know who the other black one was? Pharrell.
Black history.
I met him on a skateboard. That's why he calls
studio.
himself Skateboard P. But I want to tell you how many black people I knew that told me, man, we don't skate, but we don't. Because I'm really good, bruh.
And I'm right in front of you.
I got wave riding vehicles. Look it up. It's a real skate shop. They paying me to rock their stickers. They giving me free stuff. So they think I'm good. I guess we do.
Exactly. And what did Usher do at the Super Bowl?
Roller skate.
Roller skate.
Bounce.
Hey,
come on, man. Come on, man.
Don't be kicking up my old school hairs, man. I can't handle it. It's 8:55 here on 88.7 FM KAZI. We're taking a little break. This is the Morning Grind. Your boy Jabari, Warfield, Dapper D, and Symply Courtney in the building. We'll be right back.
More to come with the Morning Grind right here.
0.7 FM KAZI coming up on 9 o'clock. This is the Morning Grind. Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building along with Dab Dub and Symply Courtney. Take a quick look at traffic, see what's going on. Looks like we got a stalled out car northbound 35 Howard Lane. Another stalled car 71 and 35. And unfortunately, traffic still going to be uglier than a polar bear's toenails.
Well, if you had to slice up fish and you got fish under your fingernails from eating them all the time,
it could be a problem.
Could you imagine you trying to shake somebody's hand, another polar bear's hand?
Yeah,
you're like, bro, you just ate, didn't you? That smell fishy up in this.
It could be a problem.
We're at the barber shop. They say, hey, before you come in here and get a cut, man, make sure you clean up under your nails. Anyway,
Make sure you're straight. Make sure you're straight. All right, let's take a call real quick. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. It is Polly Pocket.
Yo,
Pockets in the building.
The
How you
best
doing?
in the West.
Yes.
Oh, hey, KZI finest swim team right here.
Her words.
But no, y'all are popular. Finally, I can call in. But first off, Dapper D, are you a professor? Because you schooled everyone on relationships earlier.
Appreciate you. Hey, I gotta say, if you keep it to yourself, how they gonna learn?
Amen to that.
Yes, ma'am.
But on the education piece and degrees, we gotta have certain things that separate us. It's just how we are as a society, and unfortunately, degrees are one of those things. But also, as a reminder, there are places where, for example, I as a female could not attend school. So there are nations that would not take this opportunity for granted.
Yep.
And, I heard you guys talk about Russia briefly.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
we don't know what people are doing there. We at least have the opportunity to go to school and have
spend 2-4 years having conversations where we can agree to disagree or not, but we can have the opportunity to disagree, which is not something you can do and potentially stay alive in Russia.
Polly Pockets, can I merge the two of those and get your opinion on, we were talking about going to college, we're talking about Russia. With the invasion, didn't some people who were abroad, had their kids abroad in college, have to recall those kids back to Russia? So just imagine I'm over in, let's say, Great Britain, enrolled in college, living a life, or maybe even here in America, and then the invasion happens, and I had to get, like a yo-yo, I had to get yanked back, right? What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. So the police were having their cake and eating it too before the invasion. They were getting money from Russia, from Putin, but having homes in Miami, New York, LA, you name it, sending their kids to places like Yale, like London, but now they have to, I'll say, enjoy, sarcastically, the benefits of everything that is in Russia, which they are not enjoying.
Right. I'm so Russian, but I'm living in Miami until they tell me I got to go back to Russia.
Exactly.
Right.
I see what you did there. I never thought of that.
So ultimately, until they become so unhappy with their way of life, I mean, they are the ones who potentially can bring some change and take the current regime down. But people are scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a strong boy. I mean, he's no joke. He's had his hand, ruling some things for a long time, and his game is, unfortunately, his game is strong.
Polly, didn't he change the Constitution?
Listen, at this point, he doesn't care what happens to him. He's got literally nothing to lose. Whatever he does or doesn't do, if he dies tomorrow, his legacy, however negative, is already built.
Yeah.
So he's untouchable. He feels he's untouchable.
Yep.
I mean,
unfortunately,
Biden's death on Friday shows that, sure, someone can sit in jail, but that basically means you're going to die in Russia.
Yeah. They sent Navalny to an Arctic penal colony where he was serving a 19-year sentence on charges of extremism. And his death sparked accusations around the world that he had been killed. For those who don't know, that was Alexei Navalny.
Yeah, he's one of Putin's biggest critics, too.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he went on record. There's videos of him being asked, like, what happens if they kill you, if you die? And he's basically saying, you keep fighting. That means they haven't won that we have.
Oh, Polly Pocket, let me jump in there. We don't say here at KZI that he went on record. We say he stood on business. You got that one there?
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm helping you.
I appreciate it.
You're standing on business.
Thank you, Professor D.
He's trying to school us all, baby. That's what's happening today.
Hey, this was awesome, Polly Pockets. Thanks for calling in. You always bring it.
I'm just trying to keep it entertaining. I got to blend with the crew of KAZI. So cool.
Amen to that. But we appreciate you blending. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello to us. And have a wonderful day. All right.
Thank you all. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah. When you're talking about, they call them oligarchs over there. Mm-hmm. The top 1% over there. The big dogs over in Russia.
The big dogs.
When you see that anyone that speaks out against him dies in a wide variety of ways, poisoning, getting thrown into jail, and then assaulted, killed. What you gonna do? You're living in your lavish. You got about 5 Range Rovers. We making fun of Brother Warfield with his 1 Maybach. These jokes I got a Maybach. I got a Range Rover. I got a Hummer. I got a jet. I got a boat. They got this. Why? Who's gonna give that up? Right. To fight against? Those ain't the people that are gonna do it. They got a lot of power over there, but they ain't giving it up. It's the people in the street where the rubber meets the road. The people, they gotta organize, and until that happens, what we doing?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, man. And again, they gotta want to say, okay, it's time for this dude to go. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've been hearing his name for you. I'm like, he's still around?
Yeah. Because he changed the Constitution. Just like us, you can't serve more than 8 years.
Right.
They had something very similar because they modeled after us back in the 90s when it became Russia, when the USSR fell. But then he changed all that.
Yeah.
He said, 8 years, not that. Let's go ahead and change that.
Ooh.
He done changed that thing 2 or 3 times to his benefit.
Yep.
And he said, so it should be like a life position now. But he still calls himself president. He's doing dictatorship stuff.
Yep.
But he still calls himself president and says it's an election.
Why
y'all laughing?
Could you imagine trying to run in that election?
You know why? You thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't no miscounting that one.
You
It's
have
like,
to
come
be
on,
one
son.
of his. He literally at this point. He's probably paying people to run against him, so someone shows on the ballot.
Right.
There's some real ones out there,
Yeah.
and then we hear how their demise ends up.
Yeah.
But you're a plant. Symply Courtney is the plant. Go and run against me. Don't say nothing against me, though.
Don't say nothing.
You just talk about other stuff. Like
say
you want
nothing.
everybody to have a unicorn, and you believe that the potato is the greatest vegetable ever.
Yep.
Like that's you run on that.
Yeah.
Keep it nice, bro. Be congenial.
Truman Show stuff.
Very much Truman Show. Very much. Speaking of voting, real quick, I do want to jump on this and let y'all know if you go to kazifm.org, you will find one of our pages taking you over to go vote. VoteTexas.gov. We're linked up with that. So all the polling locations, sample ballots, all of that, just go on to kazi.org. Click on that, and you will see as well where that can take you. And also, real quick, I do want to send a shout out of love to the folks, the relatives of Crystal Bennett, who is actually part of our KAZI team for a number of years. She recently passed away, and we are paying tribute to her. So rest in peace, Miss Crystal Bennett. Thank you very much for serving us here at 88.7 KAZI. 907, your boy Jabari Warfield. Symply Courtney's in the building. Dap Dub's in the building. And we are doing our thing.
I'm telling you, I would love to have a legacy.
What would your legacy be?
I believe that people are going to remember what I've done to help others, to mentor others. I told you I got to do so with my fraternity this evening. Going to spend some time with some great undergraduates from here at UT Austin, and I'm going to do some mentorship with them this evening.
Nice.
But that's the business of it. But
Right.
Off air, I was telling you, man, I want to get out and enjoy some of this warm weather.
Well, we got it before it changes
Wifey
up
came up
again.
with a couple
man.
tickets to an event tonight.
Right.
And I had to look her in the face and be like, nah, baby, I appreciate you got some free tickets and you want to take me here, but duty calls. And so that is the stuff that me standing on that business, I want to make sure that I go project myself, because these young men, they need this representation. They need to see me and take an interest. So
You said she had tickets to an event. Was it like a comedy show or something?
Cirque du Soleil is in town.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that.
That's cool. Okay.
Man, I didn't know that either.
I thought it was to a comedy show or something. That's
No,
what's up.
wait.
Cirque du Soleil. That's what's up. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, now I feel bad.
Well, no, I mean,
Should she have gotten
everybody
tickets
can't
to-
go to a comedy
Like,
show.
you working
on
right
a
now? Like,
Wednesday,
you working tonight?
One of those shows. I heard that there's a comedy show
Hey, man.
at the Velveeta Room.
Yeah, I heard something about
I
that.
heard there was a comedy show at the Velveeta Room with some people of melanated color, skin tone,
Yeah.
Right.
hue,
Yeah.
identification.
Hey.
I heard.
Might be what, 8, 9 o'clock?
About
like
8
that?
o'clock.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of really funny people. I'm not sure. I might try to find it later on, and I'll tell y'all who I think may be on it.
Hey,
Okay, cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with telling people. I mean, it's a great day. If we're going to get 80 degrees, I think we also, community radio, should give people some opportunities. Tell them to get up, get out. Y'all better, man, if you in the house Netflixing tonight,
Get out.
If you looking at
Get
a
out.
series tonight, you doing it wrong, go take a walk.
I just want to
Get out and enjoy this.
You tell them what they need to do, and I'm just gonna be like, "Get out!" I'm your hype man. But my line is only "Get out." I'm doing the ad libs. My ad libs are the exact same. I'm not Migos. I'm just get out.
Get out, get out, get out, get out. Okay, Courtney, what would your legacy be if you had to leave? If you had to, I knew you're going to leave one.
Yeah.
What do you want it to be, or is it too soon to?
It's too so. First and foremost, it is too soon to say, but an idea and a direction that I'm trending towards is I want it to be something that doesn't just look like me. So it looks like me, but then it looks something completely different than me. Religion's different, creed's different, orientation's different. What you like is different. It's not just like a room.
Okay.
I went to my sister's funeral. This is a real thing. And when I was there were almost close to, I think, 100 plus, maybe might even been almost 200 people. Each of those people had their own story and their own version of my sister. And that right there was your legacy. I was like, wait a minute. I think that's getting towards what your legacy is. It's not what you do. It's who you do it with, who you do it for, who has a memory of you. And so that's what mine will be. And so I can't speak to that because she wasn't there to speak to it. She wasn't even there to see it. She was there, but not in the spiritual form. Yeah. And so for me, I think that's kind of towards what mine will be. I just had a roast for my birthday. I'm going to shout myself out. And I had a picture where I took a picture of everybody that was there. And I weighed that against all the pictures I've taken. We've done it 5 years. Very rarely is it all the same type of person in that picture. So that's towards my legacy.
Yeah. Okay. And a change of looking at it 5 years ago versus now. You know, what was life like, right? What was different? You know, how was I different?
Yep.
Who did I impact?
Yep. Yes. That's it. Your impact.
You know what I'm saying? Who did I impact? So no, I get that, and I think that's you know, and as in the phase of my life that I'm at right now, I've been trying to think of, you know, what do I want to leave? You know, there's so much still that I'm working with. I took a year of therapy last year and went to therapy like once a week for a whole year straight, and just was trying to dig into what, you know, being a better person. My father, I love my dad to death, and I will always give him credit for everything he did, but we had a tough relationship. We really did. And it was tough because at some point, you know, I would see the way he would treat others, and the way that he and I related was really, really tough. And unfortunately, it was like that with some other folks in my family as well. So my legacy, I think, is to try and clear out, if, you know, for lack of a better word, that garbage.
Come on now.
Okay. And again, it's said with love and respect, but the relationship, I think, between the father and son, and the relationship that man may have with the rest of the world is going to be different in some aspects. Because I think when you are a father or when you are a mom, you're trying to mold and shape your kids into being, you know, to watching out for this and to doing that and expecting this and expecting that. And I think every race, every culture is different in terms of molding your kids. But there's a legacy that you leave and a footprint that you leave when you leave this earth. You know, because when you're gone, you know, ain't no more communicating with you. The only thing people can remember is the memories that you left.
Yep.
Right.
That's the legacy.
Perfectly. Yes, exactly. Perfect or imperfect. You know, questionable or not. And I know there's still a whole lot of stuff that I have to deal with in my own life. But I think the best thing we can do is try and pass on. Pass on good things that we know. And, you know, me and Dap were just talking earlier about generations working together in the workplace and how we can make each other better. You know, what can you learn from me? What can I learn from you? Yeah. Like I want somebody to, you know, create content for me because I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know what I want.
But you know what you want, you see, and so you do. And we always say, "Oh, I don't have no idea." And then the moment the person starts working. And when you feel comfortable with them. When you don't feel comfortable, you don't say, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. Oh, you're just like, thank you. And then secretly like, I didn't like that. But when you get to the point where you can like be there in the process, you can look over their shoulder. We make so many negative remarks towards standing over somebody's shoulder, looking over somebody's shoulder. Sometimes that's the best way to get a vantage point, because when you stand over a person's shoulder, you're able to almost see really close. Not right there perfectly, but you're close to seeing the same angle and the vantage point they're looking at. Yep. So I want you over my shoulder to see this angle. It may be a holographic, like it might be maybe a hologram we're looking at. If you look at it from your angle, it's going to look different than the angle that I'm producing it at. And so there's so much of that where we forget you have to be a conscious consumer.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
I am very curious on you guys' thoughts when it comes to living arrangements. Courtney, I want to start with you because we all don't have a mansion with a big W on the front.
You feel
I got a mansion with a W on the front. Speak for yourself, sir.
You do? What's the W stand for?
Actually, it's an M. It stands for mansion.
Yeah, this is. I was gonna say, this doesn't make me believe you. It doesn't sound.
Wait, what was that? Hold on. I'm getting a call from my people at my mansion.
Like right now, they calling you.
Oh, it's not an ilm. It's actually a 3. It got blue sideways.
Nice.
Okay, all right.
Stop.
Now you're starting to get to... So I was kind of curious. Amid rising prices, homes are shrinking. So this is according to Kara Reinhart, editor at LinkedIn News. She says that, first of all, don't call them tiny houses, but the increasing number of subdivision homes that are around 500 square feet isn't part of a trendy minimalist movement. It's getting into the housing market for under $300,000. The New York Times also writes, builders are downsizing their projects to maintain affordability amid soaring prices and still high interest rates. Although such homes represent less than 1% of new builds, according to data from Zonda, the Times says that they're the future of American housing, or at least a more significant part. So I'm kind of curious, would you guys live in a tiny house, something with less than 500 square feet?
By myself, yes. If I was by myself and I knew my kids were good where they're at, yeah. But yeah, I would. I could do less and more, but also I travel a lot, and I'm very rarely at home for other than sleeping, and that's it.
Yep.
And so it's not a big deal for me. But I do have 2 kids. I am rather large person myself, and so realistically, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. But I would do it.
Yeah.
And I would regret it.
Brother Warfield.
Nah.
You kept it real.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Talk about it.
Nah. I want a house that I can get lost in.
Come on now.
Okay?
Talk about it.
Brother like me needs room.
Rooms.
Yeah. You understand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brother like me needs room. I could do that. I could do a 500 square foot office in the back of the house.
Yeah.
I could do a 500 square foot little house, like looking outside on the beach.
Yeah.
But to live every single day that small, nah, man.
tough.
I'm mentally, I'm not built for it, son.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm not built for it. I couldn't handle it.
If you have an end, if you know it's like, oh, this is temporary, you probably could be like, yeah, I got this. But if it's like, hey, this is it.
Every day?
This is it. Every day.
Man, my toilet needs to be 500 square feet, son.
To the windows.
To the wall.
Oh, it's just right there, though.
It's just right there.
The windows is there.
Ain't
I
no-
didn't have to do the whole line because, the wall's right there.
Right there.
No disrespect. I know some folks, like tiny houses, and some folks ain't got a lot of room to move around right now. But now, man, brother like me mentally, I couldn't do it. I really, really couldn't. Not every day. Couple weeks, but nah, man, I ain't built like that, son.
I want to get y'all's opinion on. We were talking about being in the workplace, so I'm gonna put a hat on you, Courtney.
Come on with it.
And this hat, you're a hiring manager. We talked a little about that earlier.
Hold on, let me get my hat.
One of the people that you weren't supposed to adjust the hat, man. You done tilted up the brim. And
I have to get another hat. I have to do because I gotta see
brothers
this.
always trying to put their spin on stuff.
I gotta read, man. I gotta put the brim up a little bit. It gets in the way. It gets in the lighting.
One of your candidates comes to you, and she has a 5-year gap in your resume.
Oh no.
And I'm on the hiring board with you, and I say, no way.
Okay.
Because she's got a 5-year gap in her resume after the interview. And the feedback that the young lady gets is that you presented yourself very well and you seem qualified, but 5 years off is a long time and we can't take that risk. What do you guys thought?
5 years is a long time to be gone. It is, because things change. I wouldn't necessarily rule it out. I really wouldn't. I think at some point you really have to know, because you never know what that person could have been doing over 5 years.
Now,
They could be studying online or something like that.
Oh, so then let me add let me add that to you then, Brother Warfield.
All right.
So in her resume and in cover letter, she did state that she had taken a break, air quotes, to be a stay-at-home mom when her first child was born. In addition, she was assisting her aging parents, and she didn't hide that on her resume again. So she wrote professional sabbatical to care of my family.
Love the way she put that.
We doing
Love the way she
modifications.
And in the interview, she explained that, like she brought it up.
Okay, what are we interviewing
after she
for?
said all that?
Yeah.
Now I don't know what the job was.
Right.
They just said that she was an excellent candidate, and that their comment was, man, it's a risk.
Wow. Why a risk though?
I got the answers for it.
right,
Okay,
hey, what's
ready
the
for
risk?
it. So this is the one that probably gets me kicked off the air. So I've
We'll
had
see,
to know,
we'll
but
see.
I've had to like be in these situations where you ask, well, you go, okay, that's a new child, right? Or usually it's a new child, new mom, and so that means they're gonna have to ask for time off. And my whole thing is I get what you're saying on that, but I was like, also that's a responsible individual.
Yeah.
So yes, they may need to either get off, or they may not be a person that can work overtime, or they may not even be able to work during the holidays, or may not want to work during the holidays and overtime. But when they're here, they're here. I have plenty of people that have no kind of responsibilities that are some of the worst workers I've had. I work Parks and Rec. I'm talking from experience.
Right.
And I know that when I had kids, I had my times where it was like you weren't going to get me after a certain point. I get that part. But my whole thing was there's a responsibility that has to be shown. There's an attention. And if you really want to take it a step further, a person that has to work for something, to me, is a much more strong candidate to work because you know that they need the job.
Yeah.
And this is something that employers have been known to prey on. They go, ooh, you want a parent because you know that person can't make a decision that quickly. When you got kids, man, you kind of got to go, all right, I don't like this job, but I'm gonna tolerate it for another. You feel me?
Yeah, sir.
So
Yes,
that's my looking on that. And when I've hired and I saw that you were a parent, I worked Parks and Rec, people that were working with kids and people that were working with people with disabilities, etc. That was who I was hiring.
Yeah.
I used to tell them, I said, find me a parent. I like these young boys that got the energy to go run and jump and swim and all that.
Yeah.
Give me a parent that ain't going to run all over the place, that's going to stand there, and they got that voice and they got that 7-mile look that they can give.
Yes.
Where they can look at a kid through a bunch of other kids, and that one kid to know to get itself right. I would have hired her.
Shouldn't a gap in employment be expected at some point
Yes.
in one's career? I also think sometimes you may need a gap. You said a gap year just to decompress, step back, see some things, maybe mix it up, go try something else. But if the candidate has the right skills and attitude to do the job, shouldn't that be enough?
This is us once again when we start putting those limitations and those the college degrees to be that. You'll have a person
Yes, sir.
that is qualified. You either had them do the internship, and then all of a sudden it comes time to start the hiring stuff. This person just did everything that you needed them to do glowingly well, and yet they don't have a degree, but this person that has a degree, you want to go, well, I hire degreed, the phrase we use, degreed individuals.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Exactly.
Dude,
Okay.
Exactly.
he's qualified.
Right. Before we go to break, we'll take a real quick phone call. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Good morning. It's Polly Pockets again. I had to chime in briefly.
Yo, bring
Go
it.
for it.
Listen, have you never heard of time management?
She dropping. She making words.
Say that one again so everybody can hear
Say
it
it again.
again.
No, time management.
Like
Whoa.
that.
Do elaborate.
Please.
So I can't take credit for it. It's a pre-existing term, but it's time management as a mom.
Uh-huh.
So that person may have taken time off, but do you know what truly goes behind keeping children alive?
Yep. No, we do not
Whether
know.
you have a partner or not. And from a mom perspective, there's a mental load. Who's making the appointments?
Yep.
Who remembers when dentist has to be visited?
Yep.
Who remembers the school project, the Valentine's Day card?
Preach.
Who volunteers at the library book fair?
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
So
don't-
Polly Pockets. So what we're overlooking is the time management skills.
Love
What
that.
we're overlooking is the fact that they can multitask, and not to mention they have perspective now because they stepped away and now they ready to come back firing in the workplace,
Swinging.
But we can miss out on them.
Yeah. You got organization that has to happen, laundry, clothes.
Yeah.
You have planning, right? You got your project management right there. Now,
good.
you talked about
Polly Pocket, is
online
that
classes.
project
Yeah,
management?
I like
You see what I did there?
I'll take it.
I just want you to know I'm listening. I just want you to know I'm listening.
What if they are taking online classes, free or paid,
Yep.
degree seeking or not? What if they're learning languages on Duolingo,
There you
trying
go.
to make themselves better at night? You talked about Netflix and chill. They may not be Netflixing and chilling.
No, not with kids.
So there are a lot of attributes that mothers do gain in those 5 years.
Yeah.
because once a child is born, it's not like you're free. That's a new job that starts.
Yep.
Yeah, all over again, all over for sure.
So don't discount the moms.
No, not at all, not at all.
At your own peril.
Yeah, exactly. Polly Pockets, thanks for coming back at us, and we appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
You
Bye,
got it.
guys.
Take care.
Dang.
No, she's right though, and as a man who raised a boy from age 1 to age 18 by himself,
God.
Okay, I understand, and I feel you. I feel single moms and what it takes to balance that out. I had no idea what I was doing. I could barely take care of myself. I had to take care of this little old squirming dude, man. So yeah, shout out to all the moms. It's. I think you should get credit for that. I think that's something that should be looked at because at some point, my son's mother wasn't even around. Okay, so to say yes, I took the time to responsibly bring up my child and to pay attention to what my child needed at that point, and that's it. And that's you can't hate on that. You really can't. Let's take a break, fellas. You're listening to the Morning Grind here on 88.7 FM KAZI. 88.7 FM KAZI.
Like she got to tell us to take it to the flow.
Man,
We were already there.
She know.
on the floor.
She know. We already boot scooting.
We are on the floor. Queen B is now at the top of the country charts with that one. Texas Hold'em. And here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing about that song. Guess who's playing on that song? I think guitar and one other instrument. Raphael Sadiq from Tony.
Get it.
Skills. Skills.
Yes, sir.
Skills.
Mad skills.
I'm a fan.
Mad skills.
Raphael, I've always been a fan.
30
Now I'm
years
even
now.
more of a fan.
Man.
30 years he's staying relevant. And
Please. Woo.
congratulations.
So,
Yes, sir.
plus 16 Carriages rolls in at number 9. So she's got the number 1 song on Billboard's Hot Country Songs
Come on
chart.
now.
And then she in the top 10 with another. Come on.
Am I allowed to say it again? Happy Black History Month.
She ain't paying
raise
around out in these joints.
You got to raise your fist up when you do that. You know.
Right there. Right hand up.
Like John Carlos.
She released both tracks on February 11th, as announced in a Verizon commercial.
She did. Yes, she did.
And so Texas Hold'em drew 19.2 million official streams.
Wow.
Uh-oh,
Said
'cause we
that?
know about
You
the
see what I'm
other
saying?
stuff.
There's
We
that
don't really know.
legal stuff. And 4.8 million in all format airplay audience, and sold 39,000 in the U.S. That was through February 15th. And according to Illuminate, 16 Carriages rides in with 10.3 million streams and 90,000 in radio and 14,000 sold. So that hot country song coronation that she just did grants Beyonce number 1s on 7 of Billboard's multi-metric song charts as a solo artist. So that's the Hot 100, Hot Country Songs, Hot Dance Electric Songs, Hot Gospel Songs, Hot Latin Songs, Hot R&B Songs, Hot R&B/hip hop songs. She's the only act to have notched number 1s on that combination of ranking.
Did you say Latin?
Yes.
She's
wow.
No, you lying.
I remember the Latin joint.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
She
Okay.
spoke in Spanish too.
Right.
And I ride with that one too.
Muy
Yeah.
bonito.
She knows what she's doing.
Es un fuego.
Muy fuego.
Muy caliente.
Caliento. Ay.
Muy caliente.
Ay, ay, ay.
Caliente. Da. And then I said Russian. I said da. Yes.
I
I
meant Russian and
C.
Spanish.
C. I meant C.
She might be charging in Russia right now. You might need to check. She's talking.
Putin will let her in.
He'll let her in.
He'll let her in.
He'll let her come on in.
That's his way of winning his people, the hearts and minds.
Yeah.
He might get our attention if you let Beyonce in.
I'm not gonna withdraw from Ukraine, but you can have Beyonce.
Man, come on.
Don't get that man ideas.
The first
no kidding.
woman to have topped both hot country and hot R&B hip hop songs since the list began as all-encompassing genre charts in October 1958.
Are you just what you're saying? If I'm to get what you're saying correctly, she made Black History during Black History Month,
And she picked a good one, a leap year.
and and we got an extra day, but she did it in 11 days.
There's
or
only
24, whatever we at right now.
hold up your fingers. She joins Morgan Wallen, Bieber, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Ray Charles as the only acts to have led both charts.
That's only 4. I only
See what
got,
I'm saying?
I got a finger still
Man.
down. That's only 4.
And she
Yo.
makes another one.
Oh, she's 5.
Yeah.
That's still
But
just one
that's
hand.
it. And of course, none of them, y'all know, none of them are females.
Right.
Right, what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's killing it.
Beyonce is killing the game.
Smashing the game.
You were saying something earlier when she did a song named Flawless. What were you saying, Brother Courtney?
A bouillon. Wait, of course, something's going to go down when it's a what on the air?
She said $1 billion.
But she just said $1 billion at that time. It might be about 2 now. If we go back now, it might have been about $2 billion on the elevator.
It's at least a couple.
She said billions of dollars.
Woo!
On the elevator.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's at least
not a bouillon. I'm gonna say billion for that one.
Bouillon.
Let's also. I like what you said earlier. Was it you? And well, you just said about Raphael Sadiq, but you were talking about Usher's legacy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She first appeared on Billboard's rankings in '97 as a member of Destiny's Child, and then that group notched 4 number ones on the Hot 100 and 2 on the Billboard 200.
That's what's up.
Beginning in '99.
Right.
And as a soloist, she's got 8 and 7 leaders on the respective charts, because she started in 2003. Can you believe that? It's only 6 years that. From Destiny Child coming out to her saying, "I got this. I'm gonna do this on my own."
Yeah, that's amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
God,
yeah,
I'm so impressed, man. If you guys didn't know, that girl got skills.
Yeah,
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Business skills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she said, my man said he's a business man, but now she's a business.
Whoa, man!
Whoa,
yes,
whoa! Oh, put the whoa in.
Yeah,
whoa, like Black Rob. Whoa,
yeah, exactly.
Got me on the hot country tracks. Like whoa.
You ain't wrong. It's amazing because it was something that she knew she was gonna do. I don't think she put something out going, I think I might.
She never does anything.
She put a project out going, maybe. Like I bet you if you interviewed her, she might say it like that. You never know. Then again, I feel like if you interviewed her, she'd be like, "Oh, it's coming." I think she got a little Deion Sanders swag to her at this point.
Yeah.
Well, she said, "I'm coming." I was like, "Wait, what?" And then here we are, 21 days in. I guess technically we're 10 days in because it came out on 11th. And she it went all over the chart.
We not done, fellas. We not done. I need y'all. She's coming.
She's coming.
Because Texas Hold'em, it began at number 38 on the pop airplay chart.
Right.
Could we have an opportunity for
a number one?
I mean,
like number one on
multiple categories.
Sure. Yeah, no question. No question.
Number one.
No question.
R&B.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Bay.
Right.
And the Beehive Nation, what they gonna do?
Do you think that it's gonna make the top 100, top one on the R&B chart stuff? Do you think so? And is it? Well, let me ask you this: not only will she make it, is it necessary for her to chart number one on R&B, and still chart number one as country? Now, I say this in support of her because I am, but does she have to chart R&B at this point for us to say it's a successful song, or it was just, or she just woke up one day and decided to do a country? Is it necessary?
I think it is, because there's for her legacy, and everyone talks about Taylor Swift, and by all accounts they get along great. They understand game recognized game. Girl, you do your thing, I do my thing. But as far as solo women having with no accompanying artists, only Beyonce and Taylor Swift have launched atop the country chart like that.
Right.
And Swift achieved that feat with Love Story, Taylor's version, and that was back in 2021. But yeah, Texas Hold'em, man, she's doing her thing, and well, we don't know where 16 Carriages is going to end up. But right now, the leader in the clubhouse, Texas Hold'em.
We talked about this during the Super Bowl with the Travis Kelce stuff about if that was Beyonce, would it have been a bigger thing or something like that. And this is before we knew she had a country album waiting for us.
She did. She had it in the chamber.
It was in the chamber, man.
This is new money. So she got the R&B.
Got it.
She got the cookout music.
She
did the Frankie Beverly. She got us. She got us in every which way coming. Music. But she said there's unconquered land.
Oh, she
put her colonizer hat on.
Manifest destiny.
She said, I can go take that.
Yeah.
Take that.
Take that.
And then she did.
Did she? Yeah.
And now she could do a country tour.
Right.
Oh.
See, that would be crazy.
Those are venues that she may not have played in, cities that she may not have played in. I mean, when you get in this play in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and your name ain't Kane Brown, guess where he's from?
That's why, Courtney, this is why I like rolling with this fool right here, because he'll just pull somebody's head and it'd be like, wait a minute. I never thought about what would it be like for her to play like the Houston Livestock Show and radio, okay, or on a country tour.
Yes, sir.
Right, and would she headline her own tour?
The NASCAR events.
Whoa!
I was at every NASCAR event from '97 to '01. Not trying to flex, but I'm gonna tell you, it ain't what you might think. For those of us, as I said, you holding yourself back culturally.
Yes.
Because it is the Super Bowl of NASCAR.
Yes.
I met Britney Spears when she was hot. That was in 97 to 01.
Okay.
I met Dennis Green. I met Dan Marino. I met so many celebrities being at that event.
Mm-hmm.
And what? You think Dennis Green, if those who don't know, he was a black NFL head coach.
They are who we thought they were.
Exactly.
I got
Courtney,
you.
you
I
get
got
down
you.
with the get down.
I got you.
But yeah, Dan Marino. You gonna call Dan Marino a redneck? Man, he Italian is all Italian. He don't know nothing about
They
that.
trying to get us over there though.
So
they want us over there.
This opens up
This is
so
a
much
bridge.
for her.
Beyonce a bridge. They want us there. They got a Jordan. You know they got a Jordan sponsored NASCAR team.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
They got a car.
they
And Jordan
do.
already knew.
Yeah.
Beyonce said, "Oh, Jordan over there?
Yeah.
Hold on."
Charlotte Motor Speedway. You know, he's from North Carolina, and he was an owner of the Charlotte Hornets before he let that go.
Yeah.
So he knew. He said, "Wait, there's another big ticket in town."
Yeah.
And people are coming in droves, and the stands are always packed.
Yeah.
Let me get in on that.
They still with us.
Exactly.
NASCAR still with us during the protests and all of that. No cap. NASCAR black they profile out.
Wow.
NASCAR did in some of the teams, not all the teams.
Well,
but some of the
some of
teams,
them.
we're gonna call it what it is.
I
you know?
like to speak on. I was just around some people the other day, and I was, there's a stereotypes about Boston.
Yeah.
That it might be a racist city. I lived there, loved it, and I want to also talk. Again, I have been at the Pepsi 400, but I said the Daytona 500 because that's the bigger one from 97 to 01.
Yeah.
I never had no racism. I ain't had no
Right.
body acting stupid. Matter of fact, I could, if I told you how many times somebody offered me a beer or to come over and tailgate with them, I'd probably have $3,000 and $1 per invite. Like that's how cool the people were. They happy, they there, and I'm not saying that wasn't someone there that maybe stormed the Capitol on January 6th. I'm just saying at that venue, at that time, Brothers
Yes,
was
sir.
jolly. And it was all good in the hood.
That's beautiful.
Nice,
man.
nice. That is a beautiful thing. All right, 9:47 here on 88.7 FM KAZI. This is the Morning Grind. Your boy Jabari Warfield, Dap Dub in the building. Simply Courtney's in the building. Simply Courtney.
Talk to him, man.
The Velveeta Room.
Velveeta Room.
You hanging out?
8 o'clock.
All right. Cool.
Some comics.
Maybe some comics there. Maybe.
I'm just gonna say some random names.
Okay.
Halima Abshir, Mark Pugh, Jamisa Albo, Kiwan Moses, Howard Hall. I heard those people are gonna be there at the Velveeta Room.
No, it's important. What if you're in Austin and you can't name a couple comics?
Yeah, now you know 5.
This is true. Okay, hey man, what you got on your shirt?
Oh, what I got the shirt on?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I ain't got the one with the QR code
Yeah,
on it.
what is that? What is that?
Genius.
That one that says that company that, let's see, I think
I've been trying to read that.
it's a website.
Okay.
Maybe you can read the website.
Okay, yeah,
What
let's
does
see.
it say?
It's SYMPLYHAAA.com. Simply haha.com with the Y instead of the I.
Man,
Simply
I think you're right. I
haha.com.
can't see from my vantage point. I can't really see it because
Right.
my eyes, my Cadillacs are messing up.
Your Cadillac?
My Cadillacs is messing up, homie. I can't lie to you.
Is that the Brome or is that, what is that there?
What is it?
The Brome, the Cadillac Bromes?
Cadillac Brom.
Bromes.
The Brom.
Brome Bromes. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm just trying to kind of. I want people to get out. I don't want people up in the house. So I had some cheese puns.
You better do it.
I wanted to tell you, Courtney, I think you're really great.
Oh, he going in.
I think that
Yeah.
you spending some time at the Velveeta Room
Come on.
tells me that you gonna make me laugh.
Boy, keep going.
All right.
I mean, I want people to go where you're gonna be. Just relax and take it cheesy.
Take it cheesy.
Can I clap yet? Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Come on.
I just don't want people to crash.
Clap
I don't
on.
want them to turn off their radio.
I'm with you. Watch this. Watch this. You crafted the heck out of that.
Oh!
Hey, you crafted the heck out of that. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in doubles or was it singles?
Hey,
what?
you talking about mansions, but I was like a parmesan or what? You know?
I know
Parmesan,
we're at
you're
the end of the
definitely
day,
Parmesan.
but Simply Courtney, I want you to know I'm grateful for your
I
presence.
take it, man.
I see that.
I'll just
I
keep
see
it
that.
going. I'll
Yeah,
just keep it
yeah, it was cool. That was just a slice. That's just a little slice or something. It's just a little.
We're trying to stack some cheddar. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It is important for us to be thankful, and y'all all need to pray to Jesus every day.
That might get the call.
Okay, see, that's and
We can get that ugly call now.
yeah, see, we had one last time we were on there doing this. I cannot be responsible for y'all disrespect.
The views, thoughts, and expressions expressed on
The views that you just heard is not mine.
I mean, the sun is out, and ultimately, we just want everybody to just get out because it's Gouda Brie a good day.
Oh, he put the Brie in there.
Yeah, he did.
Homie,
yeah, he did.
That might be what I'm.
I want to put my pinky in the air. I want y'all to know that I'm cultured.
That's true. That was a monster, though.
I think we're back to you.
That was a monster.
Man, not regular cheese, just blue cheese, and I can't do that with y'all. Y'all are beautiful people. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
So now is the time where you're not going to be loud and you're going to be a small little mouse. You know how you make a mouse smile?
I can be loud like a cow, I guess, but squeeze it out.
Oh, no, man.
Out for real.
Y'all getting too cheesy for me. Way too cheesy for me. All right. Time for us to